in honor of Tiger Woods' Beyond Human return to Augusta National not much more than a year after nearly having his leg amputated, nearly losing his life in what easily could have been a fatal car crash. I'm going to start with something I've never done before. On Undisputed, we often go back and forth about who's on your Mount Rushmore of basketball or football or college basketball or college football or baseball or hockey or golf or whatever it might be, Mount Rushmore. But I've never pulled it all together. I've never risen above it all and said, this is my all-time. These are my four that I will live and die by on my Mount Rushmore of sports. I will present them in no particular order. At the end, I will rank them in my order. But I have to start with, probably no shock to you, a guy named Jordan, as in Michael Jordan, as in Michael Jeffrey Jordan, obviously the NBA GOAT. That guy who plays for the Fakers, that LaHoo guy, please don't bring him in here. Just leave him out on the back doorstep. He's the phony GOAT. His team was favored to win it all this year, and it missed the playoffs. End of story. Thank you. Obsolete, defunct, gone. Back to Jordan. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. He was simply the greatest competitor and the greatest big game performer ever in any sport. Never been anything quite like him. And you'll see as I go through my four, they share one quality. This is the transcendent quality. This is the essence of the all-time Mount Rushmore. The four, the final four. And that quality is barely controlled rage to dominate. It just spills out. It's on the verge of sheer anger that obviously manifests itself in sheer will and determination and dedication beyond the beyond that elevates each of these four. And I've never seen it any more so than I saw it in Jordan when I got to know him and cover him in Chicago, especially in 1998, the Last Dance season. As you saw in the documentary, he was obsessed to the point of scary obsession, to the point of he would go to any, as you saw, cruel, cold-blooded lengths to push his teammates to even approximate his greatness under fire. He needed them in little ways, but in the end, it was all about 23, the original 23, not the phony one, the original one. And how in my wildest fairy tales could I imagine a final sequence to a career like that one? At Utah, Game 6 of the finals, Jordan steals the ball from Karl Malone, dribbles the length of the court, little shove off, which he was known for, on Brian Russell, and then he holds the pose as the ball swishes and Utah sinks again at the hands of Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Only one piece of memorabilia I've ever owned. I bought a picture in my days in Chicago after that finals. I was a columnist for the Chicago Tribune. And I saw it in the Tribune store a week or so after the finals were over. It's a shot from the far end of the floor of Michael's shot, the last shot, holding the pose. And you can see the little faces, the individual faces of the Utah fans, the horror in their eyes, knowing that he'd done it to them again. That picture still hangs in my home. It's the only picture I have that's anywhere near any kind of sports memorabilia. If possible, and I wrote this once in the Chicago Tribune, if possible, Michael Jordan was a supremely talented overachiever. Overachiever. He was better than anyone else, and he worked harder than anyone else. And in the end, it was just unfair. 6 finals, 6-0, 6 MVPs. Just unparalleled rage to win. And in the end, there's nobody who ever played any sport, nobody, that I would rather have the ball in his hands with the game on the line for my life. I want him with the ball in his hands to save my life. I hope you enjoyed that video. You ready for more? Make sure you click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from the Skip Bayless Show. And don't forget to check out the full episode of the show wherever you get your podcasts by clicking the link in the description.